my channel. Today we will be discussing about OJ Simpson's case. I'm pretty sure that most of you are familiar with this case because, well, after all, it was the trial of the century. So this will be the first part of the video, and I'll do the tarot reading for the second part of the video. Now let's get started. On June the 13th, 1994, Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman's bodies were found at Nicole's residence. And not long after, OJ Simpson became the prime suspect of this double murder. And the verdict was announced on October 3rd, 1995, when OJ was acquitted on both counts of murder. Although he was found not guilty, most of the people still think that he should have been in jail because of the murder. In this video, I would like to tell my opinion about this case, and I will state some facts that I gathered. Let's start with the first. Okay, so the day after they discovered both bodies, they examined OJ's body and they found no defense wound all over his body except a single scratch on his finger. And Ronald Goldman had more than 20 defense wounds all over his body. Besides that, Nicole was also found with defense wound around her fingers, if I'm not wrong. So it is clear that they didn't go down without a fight. And how could it be that OJ got no defense wound at all except just a little scratch? Well, do the math. The second is the nail scraping found underneath Nicole's fingernail did not match OJ's. And there's no blood recovered in the shower or all pipes in OJ's house nor his walls. There's EDTA found in the blood samples of OJ's that they recovered on the crime scene. EDTA is a preservative that comes with a tube where the doctor usually put the blood that they draw from the patient to do the checkup. There's a second footprint that wasn't his. There are also 15 separate fingerprints were discovered at the scene, and guess what? None of them would match OJ's. And Nicole had this watch on her, and the watch was stopped at 9:59. So the watch probably stopped, during the fight, and when she fell to the ground or something, And around 10:03, OJ made a phone call to Paula, which was his girlfriend at that time. Dr. Ronald Goldman, who did the original autopsy, reported 2 knives used to kill victims, and he never called to testify on the trial. OJ's footprints was not found on his house pathway, also not around Rome, where they found the glove and the lid cap. Last but not least, Bruno Magni's sole was also used by 20 other shoe brands. Okay, so to sum it up, I think OJ could be the killer, but he's not the one who did it physically. He could be the brain behind it, or he could be hiring I don't know who to do the action, but he's not the prime suspect. So I think that the police should have widened the search or find who else was involved in this murder, if they really believe that OJ was the brain behind this. But but it was impossible for him to do it all by himself. Now here comes my theory. Well, in my opinion, he's not the killer, but he's not innocent. He's clearly hiding something, but it probably not related to the murder. I think most of the crucial evidence found was the shoe print that matches his shoes and his size. Yeah, about that, I think that he could have been there after the murder. He probably went there to check on the kids or talk to Nicole, and it was dark. He didn't see that their bodies were there, so he stepped on the blood and got the blood footprints all over the crime scene. Then as he got closer, he then realized that Nicole was lying there, and he probably didn't want to get involved in this because he had something to hide as well. So he just left the scene and just went back to his house and acted as if nothing happened. I believe that he knew about this murder, although he might not be part of it, or he might be related but not directly. The most important thing about this case for me is that after they found OJ was not guilty, they stopped doing the investigation, and that is something they should have not done. Okay, now they said that OJ was not guilty. So who is responsible for this murder? Who was the real killer? Why just stop there and it wasn't fair for the victims. I think that this case will still go on and on for years to come. And well, I said my opinion about this case. I would also love to hear your opinions about this case. So please comment on this video and like the video if you find this entertaining, and don't forget to subscribe so that you will get notified on the second part of the video. That is all from me for now. I'll see you in the second part of OJ Simpson's case. See you!